Hey, what's up everyone? This is Int'l, creator and author of the blog The Viable Alternative, which is an inspirational blog where I share the wisdom and insights gained along my path of becoming a very strong version of myself. And if you want to read more on my blog, go to www.theviablealternative.com. So, if you look around, and I think if I was pointing correctly, you saw the words Gate 54. You realize if you've done any traveling your entire life that I am taking my arse somewhere out of this out of this city and out into the world. And I mean, yeah, look, there's a line over there. They're going to Rome. I'm not going to Rome. I have no interest right now to go to Rome, but maybe in the future. But I am going somewhere, and just wanted to take you on my journey and just share some wisdom insights that I had about to take this journey, you know. I started planning to take this journey in December of this past year, and it was different from the last time I made plans to make my last journey, which was in November of 2016 when I went to Europe in 2017, in that I wasn't as desolate. I was totally destitute when I made the plans for my other trip 2 years ago. This one I was a little better shape, but I don't know, I just kind of had this. I remember one day I was just like on the computer looking up flights and looking up like hotels, just like randomly. And I realized, you know, I'm a spiritual person. It was kind of like God prodded me, like, this is going to be your next trip. Just trust and allow and let things unfold. And this trip will come into fruition and manifestation. And so that's basically what I did. I followed it, and here I am now, sitting in the Newark International Airport, about to take my excursion. And it's exciting for several reasons, because number one, there were years and years and years when I was in a very, very, very bad way, that one of the things I really, really wanted to do was travel. And one of the huge heartbreaks I had was basically not having the money, the means, or even the mindset to do something that I really had my heart set upon doing, you know? And, you know, I'm not bawling in cash and about to go on first class or business class, but just the fact of taking the step of getting on a plane and going to somewhere where I set my heart to go is in and of itself very, like, it's poignant. It's poignant. It's inspiring to me. It's gratifying. And it is fulfilling, you know? I mean, I used to still see people, or even before, yeah, see people on social media, and you just hear about these people with these fabulous lifestyles, like they go here and there. I have a good friend of mine who travels like several times a year, and, you know, at times when it's a bad way, and I'll look at these people, not with jealousy, but with general, like, a yearning, like, you know, when's my time gonna come? Like, you know, here's a guy, I'm not one of those guys who sits in his block in his socks, slippers, and his shorts, wearing like a do-rag. I can't wear a do-rag, I have no hair. You know, shoot, just hang with your boys all day on the block. I mean, I know a lot about the world, and it was very, like, discouraging, the fact that knowing a lot about the world but not being able to see the world. And through the past several years, learning about faith and stepping out and listening to your heart and allowing things to unfold, it's kind of like, you know, this part of my life that I always wanted is starting to come into fruition. Not in a big way as some people do, where they can travel when they want. It was a stretch for me to actually get the money to go and out and do this. Okay, I just hope I'm not missing my flight. All right, no, all right. You know, you get paranoid because they're not boarding yet, and my flight leaves at 11:59, and I don't see anybody boarding yet. So, but yeah, I don't know where I left off, so I don't remember what I was saying. But the point of the matter is, it's that it's gratifying, and I'm filled with gratitude, and I thank God to be able to see the world and make this trip. And I encourage you I mean, like I hear people saying, yeah, traveling's on my bucket list and blah, blah, blah. But you know, as I'm realizing life, number one, life is very like delicate. Tomorrow's not promised. And I'm reading a lot, and just people I know who've lost parents. I've had acquaintances that have died. I've had close friends that have died. And if you think about it, everything that they said they were going to do tomorrow or down the line is buried with them. It's never going to happen. You know what I mean? It's never going to happen. It's gone. You know, it's like punto final. Like, you know, done. And, you know, I kind of like, part of what prompted me, was that realization that tomorrow's not promised. And really, I project on my deathbed, and I'm like, you know, if I did not take this trip, despite the fact of the hurdles I had to take to make it happen, would I regret it? And I would say, yes, I would regret it, you know? So I encourage you, instead of focusing on what you don't have or how hard it is and stuff like that, I say just gather your faith up and your desire and just focus on it. And as you keep on focusing and focusing and focusing on it.
Final boarding call to those passengers traveling on Norwegian Airlines flight 7194.
Not my flight.
With service to Rome to the Chino.
Focusing and focusing and focusing and focusing. And as that desire like gains steam in your heart, you're going to be prompted to make some moves and make it happen. You know what I mean? You're going to be prompted to make it happen. Listen, my ideal lifestyle is to have my own business. I mean, I love New York. New York is the greatest city in the world. I want that to be my base, but I just don't want to be staying in New York 24/7, you know? Winters in New York suck. And I've always said to myself that I just want a way to not live in New York full time, you know? I've always wanted the opportunity to have one foot in New York and one foot in other parts of the world. You know, traveling and doing my business or whatever, and the business part is still working on and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is that if you're anything like me in the past, we always wait for that big bang. One day when I have enough money, one day this, one day that, one day this one just falls together. But honestly speaking, you know, all you really need is your desire in your heart. Just hold on to that and just keep on feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. You know, look up things on the internet about it. Look up, think about it, you know, read the magazines, you know, talk to people about it. And sure enough, it's going to get a life of its own, and it's going to start guiding you. It's going to start living through you, and you're going to start bringing it forth. You know what I'm saying? I just keep on checking. It's just really weird that I don't see anybody lining up. And I see my gate. It says B53. But, like, anyway, it's like I don't think it's boarding yet. So, yeah. Yeah. Really just do that, you know? You can start to make your life now. Like, the life you want to live, you know? Like I said, I used to look at people with all this envy who were jet setting and globe trotting, and you know, I wanted to be like that, you know.
If you have a confirmed seat on this flight, please make your way to gate 54 immediately as your aircraft is ready for departure. Failure to show at this time will result in seat cancellation and baggage offload.
We don't want that. So yeah. Yeah, I want that life, and I'm not living. I mean, look, I was talking to someone in front of me. They were flying first class, you know. I don't have that opportunity yet to do that. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, starting to lay the bricks. I really, really, really want to step up my game to really see more of the world and everything like that, and to travel more. And you know, I literally, you know, the last time I traveled was 2 years ago. But really speaking, I really want to make moves for it, and I'm really, you know, encouraging you as I encourage myself. Literally speaking, stop looking at your situation now as an excuse for why you cannot be moving towards it. Even without the money, start moving towards it anyway. You know, in terms of your desires, your intentions, and stuff like that, and it'll come forth.
Once again, last and final boarding call,
really.
So passengers traveling on
I mean, there's a world out there to live. Yeah, there's a world out there to live. There's a world out there beyond your block, beyond your neighborhood, beyond your borough, beyond your city, beyond your region of the country, beyond your nation, beyond your hemisphere, beyond your continent, or beyond your continent, beyond your hemisphere. There's a world out there. And as you see other people living in the world, it's going to broaden your mind, you know? But seriously, consider it. But, you know, I'm going to go. I will probably be hitting you guys back up on the plane. I'm going to gallivant around a little bit. Oh, by the way, man, what a hectic day, man. I literally was in a bad mood. I didn't even think I was going to make it. Due to several stupid decisions on my part, and then the train coming here, I mean, literally was a whole debacle today, an emotionally taxing day. But you know what, man? God guided me through all of it. And I'm going to tell you something also. A lot of times when you have to go through something to get to something, it makes you getting that thing, it makes the getting of that thing just that much more sweeter, much more sweet, much sweet, that much sweeter. Trying to speak correct English here. It really does. If you toil for something, if you have the ups and downs, and you finally made it and everything like that, not only do you gain stronger character, but you get appreciation for what you do, and everything you do when you're doing that thing is just like there's a bigger, greater flavor in it. And so that's all I have to say for now. But I'll hit you guys back up on the plane. Yeah, I won't sign off yet. I'll hit you guys. You guys will see me back up on the plane. But pray for my safe trip. I'll tell you where I go, where I'm going when I get there. You'll see. And yeah, pray for my safe trip. God bless. I'll see you guys on the plane. What's up, people? I'm back. All right, so I'm finally boarding the plane, and I just must say this has been the most disorganized debacle I've ever seen in my entire life. It just looked like chaos. But for those of you who've never traveled before, this is kind of like what you gotta go through. We're basically, yeah, it's called boarding. You walk underneath the, well, you walk away out to get into the plane. Yeah, but what I'm gonna do is, and you know, obviously, the plane was supposed to leave at 11:59, and it is now 12:03. So if you know math, you can see that we are late. This plane is leaving late. Whatever. But yeah, it's cool too, you know, like boarding a plane and just hearing different languages spoken, and it's cool. I like it. It's like the guy's screaming for his boarding pass. But I'm gonna talk to you when I get seated. All right, just keeping you abreast of what's going on. All right, I'm seated comfortably and I'm about to take off. Should I? And it's leaving, like I said before, leaving way past its due time. But I want to leave you with this. A cousin of mine shared this with me. I gotta talk a little because it's like everybody's like sleeping, and I'm about to fall asleep after this too, which I usually don't do on international flights. But a cousin of mine told me back in 2007 when I was really in the dumps. And this cousin of mine travels internationally. He's an international businessman. Travels to Israel. Has business in Africa. Like, he's doing the damn thing. And he told me the world is your oyster. And I mean, think about what you mean the world is your oyster. You look at an oyster and you use it to dream and imagine. And it's the same thing with life. And we're not taught to really like see things this way, but look around to things that really capture your heart, things that you see that capture your heart. And once your heart is captured, there's a direct line for you to go and get it. It may not be easy. It'll take a leap of faith, but all you have to do is follow your heart. And the tools and the resources will be provided for you to go and bring it into fruition. I didn't share with you that part of the reason, I like travel, but a part of the reason I also made this trip was because of a special lady. And that was also a huge motivation to go. In fact, she was the initial spark. And it helps, like, I like to travel. I guess it was a bunch of reasons. It was like all melded in, because like I said, I found myself looking up flights randomly one day and I caught myself and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Looking up flights? And I don't have the means yet, so I knew that I had to follow my heart. So what I say to you, if you're thinking that I'm some type of special person sitting on a plane traveling somewhere, I just took some steps and I went and did it. And you know, the last trip I made, everybody was, not everybody, there are people who travel a lot, but some people were making it sound like I turned like straw into gold or something like that, or turned water into wine, or I parted the Red Sea. I really didn't do that at all. I just acted, you know, and then things came to fruition, and now I have a story and memories, and also I'm a changed person because of the experiences. So, yeah, don't put off the things you want to do to tomorrow. Start planning now. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Also, if you're, I mean, look, and I've said this in another video when I was traveling to Miami, like in 2016. If you're afraid to travel, like overseas, like, I don't know, go to Florida, take a trip to Maryland, start taking small trips. I have a friend who travels a lot internationally. He's been to like 25 countries. He started by taking small trips, and then his heart grew to bigger and bigger things. It's like, why don't I do this, or why don't I do this, or why don't I do this, you know? Small steps. I mean, look, you only have one life. I mean, what are you dress rehearsing? What are you dress rehearsing for? This is it, you know? There's nothing else. And this is to me too. There's other things I want to do, and I'm also making excuses. So anyway, I'm gonna be out, and I'll catch up to you when I get to my destination. But I'll sign off by saying, if you want to read more of my blog, go to www.theviablealternative.com. You can follow me on Twitter, but I never check and use it anymore. I don't really like Twitter. The Viable Alt. And you can also follow me on my journey of creating my underwear line. Actually, if you're watching YouTube, you'll see it anyway, but on Instagram, IGloveNYC. Anyway, pray for me that I get to my destination safely. To the people leaving back in New York, I wish you many blessings, and take care. God bless. And